Without the impossible, life's just mess. Do you remember when you were younger and your parents asked you what you wanted to be when you grew up? Or maybe you even did a project titled, "When I Grow Up, I Want to Be a..." and you did a whole presentation on it. I do. When I was in second grade, I thought I was destined to become a ballerina. And for this particular project, we had a wax museum. Each student created a poster board, a speech, a station, came to school dressed as their desired career choice, chose a pose, and stayed frozen. I chose a picture-perfect arabesque, while others around me posed as doctors, lawyers, presidents, NBA stars, and so on. And then it all happened. Another class, along with our parents, came in and pressed our buttons. And with that button press, we came to life and delivered our speeches. This whole process really made me believe that I could become a dancer or a ballerina. And then, somewhere down the line, I grew and my body changed, and I was no longer a little girl with a perfect ballerina body, but a teenager not skinny enough and not tall enough to fit the ballerina image. I was discouraged and started giving up, and I now realize that this was my biggest mistake. I now know that it is possible for me to have a career involving my passions, but it does require me to think outside of the box. There are things in life that you honestly think can only happen for so long, such as high school sports, or things like dance, which seem to be strongly based on image. As a 1 in a million shot to get into the NFL, become a Hollywood star, become a member of the American Ballet Theater, and so on. Well, that is thinking about it in the all-in or all-out state of mind, and that becomes so many people's downfall. You can take something you love that is hard to make it in the big leagues and find another way to keep it in your life. You can create a career out of it, which will be life-changing for so many people. Imagine doing something that you love and can never get sick of for the rest of your life. Look at the bigger picture. Put your heart into what you do, and don't ever settle for second if you can obtain first. To get this point, you really need to step back. You don't just wake up and know the rules of football or how to slam dunk. You are taught how to. There are so many people behind the scenes in all fields, so why can't you become one of them? So much effort is required to get people to the big leagues in anything, such as teachers, training, sports doctors, and who would make a better one than a fan? Of course, the schooling is still required, but going to school and studying something you love will help make a living involving that thing will prove to be worth it. For example, Alvin Ailey, one of the most influential modern dancers today, would not have achieved anything if it weren't for his dance teacher, Lester Horton, who became his mentor. Horton helped build Ailey's technique and a strong foundation, which allowed him to grow and become a true artist of the body. Donnie. These people who are behind the scenes, as well as those who are the stars, aren't just there because they sort of kind of like to do it. They are there because they absolutely love everything about it and want to be involved any way they can. And there's probably a word for this. If your heart is in what you are doing, you will never fail or become disappointed. You will feel blessed. But I think it's even stronger than that. It's about having a passion. 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 It's a noun. A strong and barely controllable emotion. Oxford Dictionary. It's like a twitch. You can try so hard to hold it back. Most of the time, it will still come through. Find the twitch in your life and make it your reality. Once you find your twitch, your passion, you can't ignore it. It needs to become your top priority. So never settle for anything less than perfect. If you don't love something and it isn't your perfect fit, then why would it become your major? You're just setting your life up to be tedious, miserable, and just meh. Meh is often used as an expression of indifference or boredom. Wikipedia. If you truly think you can't make your passion your career, find a way to keep it in your life, because without something you love, what is life? If it's basketball, make time for a summer league. If it's cooking, become the chef of your house. If it's sewing and fashion, make time on the side to sew, and as Tim Gunn says, make it work. Project Sunday. With this all being said, and inspiration flowing through you, it can only happen if you push to obtain your passion in life. You can't sit on the sidelines and wait for it to be handed to you. You need to try. You need to do the work. Doing what you love that seems out of reach is possible, but only if you allow yourself to get there. There are ways to make the impractical practical. You just need to look at the bigger picture. Find your passion in the real world, and never settle on your way there. Coming to an end in high school, I had forgotten about my projects in the second grade. I had already given up on having danced my life forever because I didn't fit the image of a ballerina. The more I thought about it, the more I didn't want to give up after high school, And that's when I contacted Sherry Barr, Director of Dance at MSU. She talked about the options I had for dance at MSU, and then I ended up enrolled in the dance minor program there. I then looked at the people I knew in the real world that were dancers. I have a choreographer that taught all my solos from when I was a sophomore in high school. He owns a company in New York. I have girls I've previously danced with, one in Europe dancing, others in companies within Michigan dancing, but I knew that wasn't for me. I then looked to the adults in my dance life. Mary Lou Parker came to mind. She is my teacher and studio owner from when I was a kid. I knew this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to follow in her footsteps. I wanted to copy my mentor. I wanted to own a dance studio. I found a way to make the impossible possible, and now my life won't be meh. I hope you can do the same. Thank you.